not my story, but I was a part of it, and I'm mad, so I'm gonna say it. He grabs me, pulls me real close, and starts dancing all sexy with me across the nightclub. I got with this boy, and halfway through, he stops and whispers to me, "You smell just like your mom." Hi guys, it's Hailey here, and today we're gonna be filming another video for my interactive series, and this series basically works where I answer the questions, but then I also ask you guys the questions, and you send in your answers to me through my Instagram, so make sure you follow me on Instagram if you want to be a part of these videos, and then I read some of my favorite answers that you guys send through. And this video's theme is my first blank. So I'm basically going to be answering a lot of like my first car, my first kiss, my first crush, and giving you like all the little stories and answers to those. And then I also went ahead and picked some of my favorite and like crazy ass stories that you guys sent through, and I'm going to be reading those off. And I always keep these anonymous, so it's a safe space. So let's get started. So the first question is first crush. Here's the thing about me. I had a designated crush for every single grade. And it started off literally in kindergarten. I used to go to this international school back in Turkey. I have a very vivid memory also. This is probably gonna come off so creepy. I literally remember what the guy looks like. His name was Jean-Michel, so he was German. Had a foreign taste for the biddies already. And this guy, for some reason, like, would bully me a lot. Maybe that was like his way of showing his love to me. I don't know. But I remember once I was in the bathroom and I had a fear of locking the door, and he opened the door one time, had all his friends come. They all pointed at me and laughed at me as I was sitting on the toilet. But I still continued having a crush on him. I don't really know why. I don't know what I was thinking. Hear me out. How creepy is this? Why did my mother think this was okay? So basically, you know those like little locket necklaces that you can put a picture in? So I had one, and I was like, I need to put a picture of my true love in here. And that happened to be Jean-Michel. I found a picture of him on one of the flyers from school, and I cut it. I asked my mom to help me, and she literally like sat there and helped me cut out his face into a heart and then glue it into this necklace. And then my 6-year-old ass wore that to school. I love that confidence. Can someone take me back? Like, but at the same time, like, that's so embarrassing if he had seen it. Like, mother, why did you not stop me from doing that? I'm gonna read some of your guys' answers. Peter Pan. This is Me Too Girl. The live action version of Peter Pan, like that was my first like celebrity, like on-screen crush. I was totally in love with him. And like that whole ass like true love's kiss and at the end that saves him. I hated Wendy for putting her lips on Peter Pan when I was like, that's my job. Cole Sprouse, that was a good one. Troy Bolton, also another hottie. We all had our eye on him. My first heartbreak. Someone says Cody Simpson. Cody Simpson was their first heartbreak? That's kind of flex. I mean, sorry that sucks, but like now that's a good story. My ex-boyfriend called my best friend a whore and then proceeded to call me a whore. True story. That was great. I feel like it's not my story, but I was a part of it, and I'm mad, so I'm gonna say it. Izzy's first heartbreak, I guess. Like, while they were breaking up, he called me a as they were breaking up, and that I had changed her, and that she was also a so cute. We decided to do long distance. I went to visit him at UCSB and met some of his friends. You guys know a little something. I also go to UCSB. He introduced me to this girl that was one of his girlfriends. She came into his room to get help with her homework. We both introduced ourselves, had a good conversation. Fast forward a few months, he breaks up with me over something so random and ridiculous I can't even wrap my head around it. We end up getting back together. Then a friend from high school that also goes to UCSB came up to visit someone else, but we happened to run into each other at my university during her visit. So basically this girl got back together with the guy that she was dating at UCSB, and then someone else who goes to UCSB was visiting her college, like someone else, and they ran into each other. We were catching up and I mentioned something about my boyfriend, and she gave me a really strange look when I mentioned his name. She then told me that he had been telling people all year we were in an open relationship. So false. I talked to some of his other close girlfriends and they all spilled the tea, and also told me how the one girl he introduced me to was someone he hooked up with, and apparently they had hooked up the night before I met her. Sick. And then She finishes her story off by saying, have stayed away from Saget boys ever since, which is the frat that Tom's in. So most likely, I also probably know who she's talking about. That's fucking crazy. My first heartbreak was last year. I dated my cousin for like 8 months. Hold up, let's take like 7 steps back.
Did that person just say they dated their cousin?
For 8 months, but didn't really love him. Oh yeah, that makes it totally way better. Okay, that's normal now. It was a big mistake. No shit! He was an asshole and ended it because he knew I would find out everything. But it's the best thing that happened to me because he's a psychopath. He extremely destroyed me mentally and physically. I don't want anyone to experience it. I was too dumb to realize the mistake. Please encourage everyone to open their mouth when they get oppressed or even to talk with someone about that. If you experience abuse in different parts of your life, like in your family growing up, for example, as you get older in your relationships, you also search for things that feel familiar, but it only brings more trauma in the future. Also, don't date your cousin. That's just a side note, but I'm really happy that she made this point because yeah, like heartbreak, yada, 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 but then like there's a line that's like when you get past that, it's not just a teenage heartbreak anymore. You know, it's something serious that you need to ask for like professional help from. First car. Okay, my first car was a white BMW convertible. I did save up money for it, so thank you YouTube and thank you guys for watching my videos. It was a used car, so it was pre-owned. It was in pretty good condition. It was like a 2-door. Damn, I loved her. Her steering wheel was really, really stiff and like driving it would literally be like an arm workout. Like it was physically impossible for me to like turn without having both hands on the wheel because like I didn't have enough strength. Like that's how stiff it was. Now that I think about it, I fucking hated that car. F-150 pickup truck, nice, nice. A Toyota Yaris 2003, all right. Mercedes-Benz C300, that's like a good first car. And then we got a lot of y'all saying not yet. So if you don't have your first car yet and you feel shitty about it, there's so many other people on the same boat as you. So you're not alone, girl. Audi A3, y'all are like rich. A Range Rover, get it. A Fiat 500e, that car felt like a fucking Mario Kart, bro. Literally no rules apply when you drive that. First makeup item. Okay, so my first makeup item I remember very well. It was a lip gloss, and it was from American Girl. And the story behind that was I really wanted an American Girl doll, but my mother, who refused to spend $100 on a fake toy doll thing, was like, look, we can go in there and you can get anything that's less than $20. So I was like, fine. So we went, I found this lip gloss, it was like $6. It was actually delicious. It was raspberry flavored and I literally would like use the tiniest drop of it because I wanted it to last for 5 years. And that was my first makeup item. Probably that clear mascara. We all fucking know that clear mascara. What is it? Great Lash by Maybelline. I know exactly what you're talking about. 5-year-old makeup kits from Claire's. I always wanted those ones, but my mom was like, there are chemicals in there that will give you cancer. My first phone, I had an iPod and I sold it on eBay as if it was new. It was not. I said it was new. I didn't know that they were so strict. I was like, I used it pretty well. It's basically new. So I sold it to someone. Apparently that's not how eBay works. If you say new, it has to be an original packaging. I didn't know that. But with the money that I got from my iPod, I put some money on top of it and I bought myself an iPhone 4. But then the guy asked for a refund and he was gonna send my iPod back. And yeah, then my parents had to step in. It was pretty complicated, but yeah, I had a lot of random phones. I was in 5th grade when they finally were like, fine, you can have a phone. Pink Razor, the OG phone. Like, see, like, those people are winning in life. So many Nokias, an iPhone 3GS. Damn, like if you had an iPhone 3GS, you were basically royalty at my school. First job. The first job that I literally got paid for was actually YouTube. So, woo! I would make like $50 a month. If it was a good month, I'd make like $70 a month. And then if there was a sponsor in it, it was most definitely like a Chinese wholesale fashion website. I didn't didn't know about fast fashion when I was 12, and I would ask them for $50 for a dedicated video. Ice cream shop, getting paid $7.50 an hour. My friend Risa said I worked at a gun range. I was a scorekeeper. Why did I never know that about her? McDonald's, someone just goes blowjob. Don't laugh. Waiter, Domino's Pizza, marketing intern for the LA Rams. Meanwhile, I'm asking Zaffel for $50. I just remember like I was, ugh. Sorry about that, guys. The painting really did not want to be in this video. First kiss. Oh yeah, I was a late bloomer. I knew everyone and their mothers. Like all my friends had sex already, and I still hadn't had my first kiss. So I was just like under the pressure of society, basically, and I was like, I didn't really have expectations for it. I was just like, can it just be like okay? But then like what was a really bad sign was like it happened in the car, and then I like immediately, while he was dropping me off at home, and I immediately went inside, and I remember he texted me right after, was that your first kiss? And I knew, that's when I knew like, oh, I done fucked up. Like how could it have been so obvious? A famous person's son at a school party, and I lied that I had to do something if I didn't. Smart. Yes, let's manipulate people into having their first kisses with you. When I was in 9th grade, I had a huge crush on this guy, and he would walk me home from school because I lived close by. One day when he was dropping me off, he suddenly held my face and kissed me while I was in the middle of telling him something. And I was in shock. I stopped for a second, and he was just looking at me like nothing ever happened. So I just kept talking, and he left after that. So people are out there having first kisses like this. Your crush walking you home from school and then like surprising you with a kiss mid-sentence. Like these are real. What did I ever do wrong in life? I was walking to the bus stop sophomore year of high school, and this guy that I hated told me that he heard that I'd never had my first kiss, and I said, yeah, okay, so it's no big deal. And then he just grabbed me and kissed me as I was walking towards the bus stop. I basically got my first kiss stolen from me from the guy I hated the most, yay. If some random person grabbed me while I was walking on the bus and they just started making out with me, I'd be like, hold up, who are you? What are you doing, sir, dear sir? But then again, it depends, like, is he cute? I was with this boy, and it was at school. We had planned it. See, why didn't I have that, guys? Like, I never went through those stages. Like, I don't know, I was just like a loner and a weirdo and just like the outsider girl, like all the way up until probably like 11th grade. Like no one even wanted to put their lips near me. That's why it took so long for me to have my first kiss. It wasn't because I wasn't open to it. We had planned it, then I go in for the kiss and he's just licking my lips for an uncomfortable 30 seconds. Okay, maybe it's good that it never happened to me and I avoided this whole disaster. Then I asked, can we try that again? Because what the fuck was that? And he smirks and goes, later. As if I would ever want to do that again. So awkward. My friend and I were both part of the school dance clubs. Him in Latin dance club, and I was part of the Indian dance club. We were at a huge party with our whole school at a nightclub. Why isn't my whole school at a nightclub? Like, okay, this is just me turning into being extremely jealous of all of your guys' stories. They're actually good. And we both got drunk, and I teasingly asked him to show me some Latin club dance moves, like some salsa or something. He grabs me, pulls me real close, and starts dancing all sexy with me across the nightclub. And eventually, we end up making out for ages. Okay, this is how your first kiss went? Like, what do you do to like get your karma points so high? First tattoo. So my first tattoo is on my butt. True story, it's doux in French and it means soft. For some reason, it makes your butt look so much cuter, even if you've been slacking on the squats. Rose, the most basic tattoo ever, a rose. Dino, someone said dino. There's no way, I don't believe you. I need receipts. I have a dinosaur on my foot as well. Right here. First time you went to a party. The first party that I went to, I was a sophomore in high school. It was the first year that I'd moved to America. At my high school, like I went to Beverly Hills High School, and they literally would like throw these sketch ass parties. So they rented out this warehouse in downtown LA, and it was like kind of a sketch area, and we had to Uber there for like 40 minutes to get there, and we paid money to to have tickets to go to this party. Like, why can't we just be normal? And like, someone's parents are out of town and they throw a party in their basement in the suburbs. Like, why couldn't we be normal? But no, let's go to this random warehouse where someone has probably died before. So we went there. It was a Valentine's Day themed party. No Valentine here. Did I drink? I don't know. I wasn't really a drinker yet. Or like, that sounded so bad. I don't drink now either. But like back then I really also didn't drink yet. I was 15 and it was my birthday. Ended up kissing 2 guys that night. Are you crazy? I love that for you though. First time you got drunk. These parents, it's a type of parent where they always have a bottle of whiskey, just like in the kitchen or in the bar. It's like the bottle of whiskey. And like, me and my sister, we were pretty savage. And we would do this thing where we're like, you take a shot. And then she's like, no, you take a shot. I was literally 11. Like, my parents should not have left that there. But the first time I was like drunk, blacked out, my friends put me in the shower, my good guy friend accidentally saw my titty. At least I wasn't like, was I? Yeah, I definitely was. My friend and I stole a bottle of whiskey from her grandpa and drank pretty much the whole thing. See, it's always the bottle of whiskey that they just leave around because they're like, oh my God, they're kids, it's so strong. Went to a massive party where I only knew a couple people. I got with this boy and halfway through, he stops and whispers to me, you smell just like your mom, but that's okay. I've always wanted to her. Worst way to ever find out that she was his teacher in year 6. That's like the worst thing that you could probably say to someone. Like the worst thing. Like if I heard that, I'd literally throw up in his mouth. First fear. My first fear was being kidnapped. I had a crazy fear of being kidnapped. I don't know why. Being buried alive. That's such an odd first fear to have. Losing someone I love, that's probably my biggest fear now. Dark, spiders, snakes, death, elevator, escalators, clowns, Chucky, oh my God, Chucky the murder puppet. Chucky was also one of my big fears because I had these cousins from Germany and they loved fucking with us, like me and my sister. And like, she would like paint her face to look like Chucky and she would always be like, Chucky the murder puppet. I was also really scared of Michael Jackson's Thriller, the music video. Oh my God, I couldn't sleep for like 2 months. Like crazy times. Anyways, we've come to the end of this video, guys. Let me know if you guys like this concept. It was kind of fun. And if you enjoyed, make sure that you hit subscribe because I like posting hashtag interactive videos pretty often. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching and I'll see you in my next video. I love you guys so much all the way to Pluto and back.